news.
Oh, good. There's this whole powerful
Yeah?
open source AI stack emerging
I love it.
that can actually rival the big guys.
It's true.
And get this,
Yeah.
it's built on the idea of freedom.
Mm.
Freedom from big tech.
Right.
Freedom to customize.
Yeah.
Freedom to experiment.
It's beautiful.
I know.
That's what we're diving into today, right?
Yeah.
We're going to unpack
Yeah.
each piece of this open source stack
Yes.
and explore
Yeah.
why it's causing such a stir,
Totally.
especially for developers.
Okay, so first up,
Yeah.
let's talk about the brains of the operation. Large language models, or LLMs.
Yeah.
These are the algorithms that understand and generate text,
Yeah.
like us humans.
Right.
For a while, it felt like
Yeah.
the only LLMs worth their salt
Mm-hmm.
were those proprietary ones from,
Yeah.
well, you know who.
Right. But the tide is turning.
Okay.
We are witnessing a surge in open source LLMs
Okay.
that are not only free to use,
Wow.
but are getting incredibly powerful.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking about models like
Okay.
Meta's Llama 3,
Okay.
Mistral, Alibaba Cloud's Quinn,
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft's Phi 3,
Uh-huh.
and even DeepMind's Gemma 2.
Okay.
They're proving
Yeah.
that you don't have to sacrifice performance
Right.
for openness.
Hold on. Performance.
Yeah.
Are you saying these open source LLMs
Yeah.
are actually as good?
In many cases, yes. They're being put through the ringer
Okay.
with these rigorous benchmarks like MMLU,
Okay.
which tests how well they understand language
Uh-huh.
across different tasks.
Okay.
Human Eval, which evaluates their code generation skills.
Right.
And math reasoning,
Yeah.
which, wow, that one's pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
And the results.
Yeah.
Open source LMs are scoring
Okay.
impressively high,
Wow.
sometimes even matching
Yeah.
their proprietary counterparts.
So
Yeah.
for someone like me, or really anyone dabbling in AI,
Right.
what does this actually mean?
Imagine this.
Okay.
You have complete control
Uh-huh.
over your data.
Okay.
No more sending sensitive information
Right.
to third parties.
Gotcha.
And the best part,
Yeah.
you can actually tweak and customize these models
Okay.
to fit your specific needs.
Wow.
It's like having a master key to unlock AI's potential
Right.
on your own terms.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got these awesome open source brains,
Right.
but how do we actually make them useful?
Well, enter embedding models.
Okay.
They're like the translators of the AI world,
Okay.
taking our messy human data,
Right.
text, images, you name it,
Yeah.
and turning it
Yeah.
into something these LLMs can actually understand.
Interesting.
And just like with LLMs, you know, there's a whole wave of open source embedding models coming out.
Oh, cool.
We've got options like sentence transformers,
Right. Okay.
BGE from BAAI, and Gina AI,
Okay.
all offering incredible flexibility and power.
Gotcha.
But there's one that I find particularly fascinating.
Okay, what's so special about it?
Well, this one's called Nomic.
Nomic.
It handles text data beautifully.
Okay.
But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
It can also work with images.
Whoa.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Now, you can build a search engine
Uh-huh.
that understands not just keywords,
Right.
but the actual meaning of images.
That's a game changer.
It is.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So these embedding models, they're more than just translators, right? They're the key to unlocking some really powerful
Right.
AI features.
They are, like things like
Yeah.
semantic search.
Okay.
Instead of just matching keywords,
Right.
you can search for information
Gotcha.
based on meaning.
Cool.
And then there's retrieval augmented generation,
Okay.
or RAG,
Brag. Okay.
which is super cool.
Yeah.
It lets LLMs tap into specific information,
Uh-huh.
making their responses much more accurate and relevant.
Okay, so let me see if I've got this right.
Okay.
With RAG,
Yeah.
instead of my chatbot
Uh-huh.
just spitting out
Right.
some generic response,
Yeah.
it can actually pull up the exact piece of,
Yeah.
say, my company's documentation
Uh-huh.
that perfectly answers the customer's question.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's all about grounding
Yeah.
the LLM's responses in real verified information.
But you know,
Yeah.
back in the day,
Yeah.
just trying to deploy
Mm-hmm.
an AI model felt like launching a space shuttle
Oh, yeah.
from my garage.
Right.
It was complex,
Yeah.
required a ton of resources,
Uh-huh.
and honestly, it gave me a few gray hairs.
Yeah. I can totally relate.
I know, right?
It used to be a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
You'd need huge teams,
Right.
specialized infrastructure
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards.
It is a lot.
But now there's this tool
Okay.
that has completely changed the game.
You're talking about Olama, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Olama is
Yeah.
like the magic wand of AI deployment.
Right.
You can run these advanced models
Okay.
with a single command.
Really?
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's as simple as typing
Okay.
Olama run Llama 3.2.
Wow.
And boom,
Yeah.
you're off to the races.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
A single command.
It's amazing.
I remember spending days
Oh, I know.
just trying to get the environment set up before.
Yeah.
How does Olama make it that simple?
It handles all the complexities
Okay.
behind the scenes, abstracting away the infrastructure and dependencies.
Okay.
So you can focus on what really matters.
Right.
Experimenting with AI and building cool applications.
Okay.
It's democratizing access to these cutting-edge models in a way we've never seen before.
Okay. So we've got the brains.
LLMs.
Right. The LLMs. The translators.
Embedding models.
For embedding models.
Yeah.
And the launchpad.
Olama.
Olama.
Yeah.
But what about the fuel that powers all of this?
Right.
Where do we actually store all this data these AI models need?
Well, it turns out that good old PostgreSQL, that trusty open source database, many people already know and love, is stepping up to the plate.
Really?
In a big way.
PostgreSQL?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was just for, traditional structured data.
It was, but it's evolving into the foundation for AI applications. It can now handle both structured and unstructured data.
Why?
And it's become incredibly efficient.
Right.
It's something called vector search.
Yeah.
Which is essential for working with those embeddings we talked about earlier.
So it's not just storing the data. It's actually helping the AI models find the right information quickly.
And what's really cool is that there are all these open source extensions that are supercharging PostgreSQL for AI.
Cool.
We've got PuppyVector, which makes searching through your data super fast.
Okay.
And then PGuy, which is wild.
Okay.
Lets you directly ask your LLM questions from within your database.
That's really cool.
And then there's PGuy Vectorizer.
Okay.
Which makes creating and syncing those embeddings as easy as working with any other data in your database.
That's incredible.
It is.
So PostgreSQL is like the ultimate data hub.
It is.
For AI applications. It's storing the raw data, helping the models find what they need, and even letting you interact with them.
Exactly. It's this powerful combination of data storage, retrieval, and AI processing.
Okay.
That makes it so exciting.
Cool.
It allows you to build truly sophisticated ARG-AGI applications. They can give accurate, grounded responses.
And speaking of ARGA, the article we're diving into today actually includes a snippet of SQL code that shows semantic search in action using PostgreSQL. We won't get into the nitty-gritty of the code itself, but just take a look at this.
Cool.
It's a perfect example of how you can ask complex questions and get highly relevant results using PostgreSQL and these open source tools.
It's really remarkable how just a few lines of code can unlock such sophisticated functionality.
Okay. So we've got the brains.
As the translators, the launchpad, and the fuel, but something's still missing.
Right. It's like we've built this incredible AI engine, but it needs a body to interact with the world.
Exactly.
Right. You're exactly right. We need a way to connect this powerful AI engine to the real world, to give it a way to interact with users and applications. And that's where FastAPI and Next.js come in.
Okay, so FastAPI and Next.js, they're like the body for our AI engine.
Precisely. FastAPI acts as the backend, handling all the communication behind the scenes. It's like the nervous system, relaying information between the AI models and the outside world.
And Next.js is the front end.
Yeah.
The part that users actually see and interact with.
Exactly. It's responsible for creating the user interface, making sure everything looks good, and providing a smooth and engaging experience.
So FastAPI, it's all about speed and efficiency, right? I've heard it's really good for building real-time applications. It is. It uses asynchronous programming, which means it can handle tons of requests simultaneously without breaking a sweat. And it's super developer-friendly with automatic API documentation. This makes it perfect for AI applications that need to respond quickly, like chatbots or recommendation systems.
And Next.js, what makes it so special for building AI applications?
Well, for one, it's great for building complex, interactive applications. It offers hybrid rendering, meaning it can seamlessly switch between server-side and client-side rendering, which is great for performance. It also excels at real-time streaming, so you can create dynamic and engaging user experiences.
So you're saying it can handle the heavy lifting that comes with running these powerful AI models?
Exactly. And here's another cool thing. Next.js integrates beautifully with the Vercel AI SDK, which is yet another open-source tool that makes working with AI even easier. It's like having a whole team of experts working behind the scenes to make your AI application run smoothly.
This is what blows my mind about this open source AI stack. It's not just a bunch of individual tools, it's how they all work together seamlessly to create this incredibly powerful and flexible ecosystem.
It really is remarkable. And it's this interconnectivity that allows developers to build truly sophisticated AI applications that can do amazing things.
Okay, but before we get too carried away with all this amazing tech, let's take a step back and talk about something really important: evaluation and validation. We've built this incredible AI engine, but how do we actually know it's working properly? How do we make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do?
That's a great question. And it's one of the biggest challenges in the world of AI development, especially with LLMs. Unlike traditional software, where you can write specific tests for specific functions, evaluating AI, especially LLMs, is much more nuanced. Their output can be unpredictable, and it's not always clear how to define what good performance actually looks like.
So how do we tackle this challenge? Are there any tools or frameworks out there that can help us evaluate these AI models?
There are some promising projects emerging, like LangFuse and Arise's Phoenix. They're working on creating tools that can help developers monitor and evaluate their AI models more effectively. But honestly, the ecosystem for robust AI testing is still in its early stages. There's a lot of room for innovation in this area.
So it sounds like evaluating AI models is still a bit of a Wild West.
In a way, yes. But that also means it's a huge opportunity for the open source community. Just like we've seen with other areas of software development, open collaboration can lead to breakthroughs and innovations that push the entire field forward.
So this gap in evaluation tools, it's not just a challenge, it's an opportunity for the open source community to step up and create something truly groundbreaking.
Precisely. Imagine if we could develop a set of open source tools and standards for evaluating AI models. It would be a game changer. It would give developers the confidence to use these models in real-world applications, knowing that they have the tools to ensure their reliability and performance.
That's a powerful vision. And it really speaks to the core philosophy of open source: transparency, collaboration, and empowering everyone to participate in shaping the future of technology.
Absolutely. And it's this open approach that's driving so much of the innovation we're seeing in the AI space today.
Okay, so we've talked about the individual components of this open source AI stack, but I think it's important to zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. What are some of the broader implications of this movement? Why should people, even those who aren't developers, care about open source AI?
That's a great question. You see, this shift towards open source has the potential to democratize AI in a way we've never seen before. It's about breaking down the barriers that have traditionally limited access to these powerful technologies and making them available to everyone.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about who gets to use it and who gets to benefit from it.
Exactly. For too long, AI has been seen as the domain of big tech companies with vast resources. But with open source, anyone with a laptop and an internet connection can now experiment with AI, build applications, and contribute to the advancement of the field.
It's like leveling the playing field, giving everyone a chance to participate in this technological revolution.
Precisely. And that's incredibly exciting. Imagine a world where innovative AI solutions aren't limited to a select few, but are within reach of individual developers, startups, researchers, and even hobbyists. That's the power of open source.
I love that. It's about empowering people to create their own AI-powered future. But let's be real, there are always challenges with any new technology. What are some of the potential downsides or risks we need to be aware of with open source AI?
One concern is sustainability. Open source projects often rely on the contributions of volunteers and a vibrant community. If that community dwindles or funding dries up, it can impact the long-term development and maintenance of these tools.
So it's important to make sure these projects have strong communities and support structures in place to ensure their longevity.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of discoverability. With so many open source AI tools and models popping up, it can be overwhelming to navigate the options and choose the right ones for your needs. We need better ways to organize and categorize these resources so that developers can easily find what they're looking for.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack sometimes.
Exactly. And then there's the question of standardization. Without clear standards and guidelines, it can be difficult to ensure compatibility between different open source tools and models. We need to work towards establishing common practices and interfaces to make sure these components can work together seamlessly.
So it sounds like while there's incredible potential with open source AI, there are also some challenges that need to be addressed to make sure it can truly thrive and reach its full potential.
That's right. But I'm optimistic. The momentum behind open source AI is undeniable. We're seeing major players like Meta and Google releasing their models under open source licenses, which is a huge signal that this approach is gaining mainstream acceptance.
It's a sign that the industry is recognizing the value of collaboration and open innovation. And as more developers and organizations embrace this open ecosystem, we can expect even more rapid innovation and exciting new applications to emerge in the years to come.
Absolutely. It's a truly transformative time for the AI field.
Yeah.
And it's an exciting time to be part of it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, from the individual components of the open source AI stack to the broader implications of this movement. But there's one specific application of AI that I want to dive into a bit deeper. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. We touched on it earlier, but I think it deserves a closer look.
Yeah, you're right. RAG is a fascinating area.
Yeah.
And it's where things get really interesting. As we discussed, LLMs are great at generating text, but their knowledge is often limited to the data they were trained on. RAG addresses this by giving LLMs access to external knowledge sources, allowing them to provide more accurate and relevant responses.
So it's like giving them a boost of intelligence, expanding their knowledge base beyond their initial training data.
Exactly. It's like giving them access to a vast library of information that they can tap into whenever they need to.
And this is where our open source stack comes into play, right? We can use these tools to build powerful and flexible RAG applications.
Absolutely. Think about it. Imagine you're building a customer support chatbot that needs to access a massive database of product documentation. You could use PostgreSQL with its powerful vector search capabilities to store and retrieve this information efficiently.
And then we could use an open source embedding model like sentence transformers to convert those documents into a format that the LM can understand. And finally, we could deploy the whole thing using a llama, making the entire process seamless and cost-effective.
Exactly. And with Fast API and Next.js, you can build a slick and responsive user interface that makes interacting with this RAG system a breeze. It's a perfect example of how the open source stack can be used to create truly intelligent and practical applications.
I love it. It's like taking all these amazing open source tools and assembling them into a powerful RAG machine. But I'm curious, what are some other applications of RAG? What are some other problems that it can help us solve?
Oh, the applications for RAG are incredibly diverse.
Okay.
One area where I think it has huge potential is education.
Okay.
Imagine a world where instead of passively reading textbooks, you could interact with an AI-powered tutor that uses RAG to access this vast knowledge base and answer your questions in real time.
Wow.
It could personalize the learning experience, adapt to your pace, and even provide additional resources and examples to help you understand complex concepts.
Wow, that would be revolutionary.
Right.
It's like having a personalized tutor available 24/7.
Exactly.
But it's not just limited.
No, not at all.
A formal education, right?
RAG can also revolutionize how we access information in our everyday lives.
Gotcha.
Imagine searching the web with a RAG-powered search engine. Instead of just getting a list of links, you'd receive concise summaries, direct answers to your questions, and even connections to relevant experts or resources.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It's like having a super-powered research assistant at your fingertips.
And that's just scratching the surface.
Okay.
Our RAG can be used in scientific research to analyze massive data sets and identify patterns in content creation to generate articles and stories backed by factual data.
Gotcha.
And even in healthcare to help doctors diagnose and treat patients more effectively.
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
While our RAG holds immense promise, it's still a relatively new technology.
Right.
What are some of the challenges that we need to overcome before it becomes as widespread as, say, a Google search?
One of the biggest challenges is ensuring the quality and reliability of the information that's being retrieved.
Right.
If the knowledge source is biased, incomplete, or inaccurate, it can lead to misleading or even harmful outputs.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like with anything on the internet, you have to be careful about the sources you're using.
Exactly.
So how do we ensure...
Well, that's where human oversight and careful curation become incredibly important.
Right.
We need to develop mechanisms to evaluate and validate knowledge sources and to identify and mitigate potential biases.
So it's not just about building the technology. It's also about using it responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. And then there's the challenge of scalability as RAG applications become more complex.
Right.
And the amount of data they need to process grows exponentially.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that these systems can handle the load efficiently.
That sounds like a huge technical challenge.
That is. But it's a challenge that I believe the open source community is well equipped to tackle by working together, sharing knowledge, and contributing to the development of these tools.
Right.
We can overcome these hurdles and unlock the full potential of RGA.
It's amazing to think about the collective power.
I know, it's inspiring.
Of the open source community. So many talented people coming together to build something truly groundbreaking.
And it's this spirit of collaboration and open innovation that makes me so optimistic about the future of AI. It's no longer a domain reserved for a select few, but a field where anyone with passion and dedication can contribute and make a real impact.
That's what I love about this whole open source AI movement. It's about empowering everyone.
It is. It's about giving people the tools to participate in shaping the future of technology.
Exactly. And as we move forward, it's crucial that we approach AI development with a sense of responsibility and ethics.
It is.
Ensuring that these technologies are used to benefit humanity and not exacerbate existing inequalities. Or create new ones.
Absolutely.
Well said. It's a reminder that technology is a tool.
It is.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to ensure that we're using it wisely and ethically.
We have a responsibility to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humanity.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the open source AI stack, what's the key takeaway?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is this. The power of AI is no longer in the hands of a select few with the open source movement. The tools and resources to build and deploy AI applications are now accessible to everyone. It's an incredible opportunity for innovation and collaboration. And it's up to all of us to shape the future of AI in a way that is beneficial, ethical, and accessible to all.
I couldn't agree more. It's been an amazing journey exploring this open source AI stack with you.
It's been a pleasure.
Who knew there was so much power and potential
I know
hidden within these open source tools? Absolutely.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore the world of open source AI and discover the incredible things you can create with these tools. The future of AI is open.
It is.
And it's waiting for you to shape it.